And welcome to this edition of Baseball Essential, everybody. My name is Gershon Rabinowitz, and there's nothing like making a professional debut. It only happens once, and especially when you transition from high school to college, it's something that's very memorable, especially when it's in the same town where you grew up. And we are with one of those guys from the State College Spikes, the Cardinals' third-round draft pick, and his name is Harrison Bader, just signed yesterday, will be in the lineup for the first time tonight. Are you looking forward to your debut? What do you think of all this?
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. It's just kind of funny how it works out. Obviously, like you mentioned, I'm from just around here, just a little bit north, about 15, 20 miles or so. So, obviously to make my professional debut means the world to me, means the world to my family, and they're going to be in the stands watching, so it's definitely a special time.
You are from Bronxville, New York. That's actually in Mount Vernon. That's upstate New York, for those of you who don't know. Which teams did you follow growing up, and what does it mean for you to be able to make your professional debut in front of your family, as you mentioned, and in Staten Island just days after signing with the Cardinals?
Yeah, so I grew up a Yankees fan, a little bit of a Mets fan too. But yeah, it means the world to my family to be able to come out and see me. Even if I was in California or something, I'm sure they'd find a way to be there. But, for them to be almost in their backyard means the world.
You attended Horace Mann High School. You were undrafted, seemed to be headed to Maryland as a walk-on until Florida assistant coach Craig Bell offered you the partial scholarship after the Perfect Game tournament. Did you have any contact with Florida before the tournament, and were you disappointed that you had few baseball options after high school?
I didn't have any contact with Florida prior to the first encounter. My senior year of high school in July, I believe it was, so of 2012. But in terms of being disappointed, no, I wasn't disappointed. The Maryland program was a very solid program. They were willing to give me, the ability to play and everything. So I was perfectly fine with that. At the end of the day, it takes one program to like you. Same with one professional organization. So. Yeah, it's been a ride so far, and the journey's only begun, and I can't be more excited to get out there and play for the Cardinals.
And it's very difficult coming out of high school, not being drafted, to be able to get this far and become a third-round pick. What do you think of that, just the journey that you were on those 3 years in Florida, and then coming from there, and now third-round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals?
Yeah, I think it's a testament kind of just to how much people have helped me along the way. It's not just, it wasn't a singular effort by any means. My family, friends, and coaches, at Florida the past 3 years, and my father, and just everyone who's helped me, it just really just been an effort among all of us. So, and at the same time, there's no substitute for hard work, and that's what I've put in, that's what I'll continue to put in, and I'm, looking forward to just seeing where the journey takes me.
And it's really been a quick journey for you. A few weeks ago, you participated in College World Series for the Gators. They got eliminated. What was that experience like for your first College World Series? And take us from the transition from playing collegiate ball to focusing on a pro career with a truncated schedule.
Yeah, while I was in the College World Series, obviously I was drafted June 9th. So I was done playing, pretty late into June. But, with that, the thing was just to focus on what's in front of me. And as excited as I was to get out and play and start my professional career, what was in front of me was a College World Series, and obviously I'd waited 3 years to be there. So I was just, looking forward to just giving my teammates everything I had, for the last time for the orange and blue. I'm just trying to ride that out for as long as I can. So, once that ended, I obviously shifted gears a little bit and I didn't focus on my on getting here as quick as I can. So.
And you mentioned about just also riding out a professional baseball career. As a major in telecommunications of Florida, do you see yourself eventually turning to broadcasting once your playing career ends in the distant future?
I have no idea. Again, just taking it day by day, just enjoying everything I can, learning as much as I can, soaking up as much information, both baseball and not baseball. So, again, I'm just going to, kind of like I said, just ride out baseball for absolutely as long as I can, and I'll go from there.
After batting .312 and .337 your first two seasons in Florida, last year .289, 16 home runs, 63 RBIs, developing into a complete hitter, what steps did you take before your junior season to hone those skills at the plate?
Just trusting my coaches, trusting myself and my ability. Things kind of changed numbers-wise from my junior year. So, again, I was just taking it all in, just taking it day by day, at bat by at bat, working, when I wasn't on the field as hard as I could to just, give my team as much production as possible. So I'd say just a lot of trust in the process, and trust that, everything was going to work out.
And in that junior season, you were really able to bounce back. It was a really trying sophomore season. 2014, you were involved in a scooter accident, collided with a parked car, were suspended for about a month. Did the incident humble you at all, and was it difficult to make up for any lost time returning once the SEC schedule started?
It wasn't difficult to return. I had a tremendous support system behind me with my family, my friends, and my coaches who, were obviously by my side, through that very, very difficult time. But again, it was definitely humbling. It was a learning experience, to say the least. I affected a lot of people. But the most important part is what I learned from it and the fact that it's in the past. You just learn when you're young and you make immature decisions. So.
Earlier this month, the St. Louis Cardinals, as you mentioned, drafted you third round as a compensation pick. Did you have any idea that St. Louis would select you at the time? Were there any other teams vying for your services?
That's kind of what people, kind of deal with besides me. I was just focused on the first team that was going to give me a call and a chance to play for them. And I couldn't be more thrilled that it was St. Louis. Is just an incredible organization and just tremendous success in recent years. And again, I'm just going to do absolutely everything in my power to contribute to that success as best I can.
And being with the St. Louis Cardinals, one of the best organizations in all of baseball with such a history and tradition like they have, and do you think that you're going to gain the most out of it being in St. Louis as opposed to another organization drafting you?
Yes, absolutely. Again, you touched on the success that this place has had, again, I'm just going to do everything I can to learn as much as I can and soak up as much information and just to contribute to that success. So it's definitely a great place for me, and I couldn't be more proud to be a Cardinal.
And for somebody who has yet to see you play, how would you describe yourself as a player, and what expectations do you have in pro baseball as you plan to make your debut?
I guess we'll find out tonight, but my expectations are, again, just take it day by day, relax, do everything you can to help the team win at any level. So I'm just going to do everything I can on my end to contribute to that. On the skill side, obviously, people have their different opinions, so I'm going to leave it to those people to make those opinions. But from the kind of intangible side, I'm someone who plays a game right, plays a game hard, day in and day out. I leave it on the field, again, day in and day out, and there's really no substitute for that. So.
And we're looking forward to seeing you play here, final game in Staten Island, and then when you get back to State College, Pennsylvania, have a full season in the New York Penn League. So, Harrison, it's been an honor to speak to you, and we'll hear from you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.